Welcome back to the Conspiracy Outpost. This week we're going to be discussing the European Organization for Nuclear Research, or better known as Cern, and the conspiracies that lie behind the curtain. I'm your host, Casey.
I'm Mike.
I'm Baloney Jabroni Joe.
I'm Matt.
So, what do you guys know about the old CERN?
I know it's none of your cun.
yeah.
Yeah.
I know that.
First joke of the cast. I mean, not first joke.
Well, I don't know. I know a little bit. Honestly, I didn't know much before we started this. But I mean, I didn't.
I'd figure you'd attribute some Flash stuff, or.
Oh, you know what? And that's what, because I was like, dude, I know what a particle accelerator is only in the form of a CW Arrowverse shows. But okay, so I know that CERN's an acronym that's derived from the French. I'm gonna fuck this up. Conseil Européen pour la
Conseil Européen
Nuclear, or European Council for Nuclear Research.
Nice.
I couldn't pinpoint the day it was established, or the year it was established, because I kept seeing 1952 and 1954.
I can't remember the day it was established.
It was
I can remember.
So they before 1954, so they ratified their program on September 29th, 1954.
Okay.
But it was already like a smaller inaction kind of thing that was already going on before the 2 years prior. And then that's okay. So that's when it was named CERN, was in that 2 years. But then they changed it to some other name, and then everyone just remained calling it CERN, but it's actually called the European Council for Nuclear Research is what it was called before, and then they changed its name to European Organization for Nuclear Research.
So,
well, I don't know how they get CERN on either of those.
That's what I was saying. That thing, it was it's an acronym for this French name, Conseil, the C, and then European E, and then I don't know, Porla. I guess that's not in there, but
I guess that makes more sense if they use that. Yeah, I was gonna say.
The acronym makes sense in French.
Conseil Européen pour la Recherche Nucléaire.
Yeah, they're based in Geneva, Switzerland, and CERN is the European Organization for Nuclear Research. I think we already said that, right?
Yeah, you did.
Okay.
Actually,
so their main function is to find the particle accelerators and other infrastructures needed for high energy physics research. Many international collaborative experiments have been constructed at CERN. These are just like little things. For those that don't know, particle accelerators are machines that use electromagnetic fields to propel charged particles to very high speeds and energies, and to contain them in well-defined beams. Large accelerators are used for fundamental research in particle physics, so they can speed up the particles that make up all matter in the universe and collide them together or into a target. They do this because it allows scientists to study those particles and the forces that shape them. I had to look at, because I didn't know exactly what a particle accelerator was, and I had to look it up.
Yeah, and so they actually hold the largest high energy particle collider in the world. There
was in Switzerland.
It's on the Switzerland-France border.
Nice.
It's in both countries. I think it's what side is it primarily on? Is it on the France side or the Swiss side? I don't
fucking know. Geneva, wherever Geneva is. I don't fucking know. So they have the. Well, Matthew, you're a geographer.
Wait, what?
Where's Geneva?
Where's Geneva? It's in Switzerland. Dude, where's Switzerland?
I don't know shit all about that.
Switzerland's its own country, but
I know Switzerland likes to be neutral. That's what everybody always says.
Wait, you say where? Wait, Switzerland? Are you talking about? Oh, so Switzerland. It's near France and Germany.
Well, it's they border each other. Yeah. We know that, but I'm just saying, like, where's Geneva at? Is it in France or is it?
It's in the convention. I don't fucking know.
Well, you're looking at a map, aren't you? Why don't you type it in?
We thought that you were mapped, Matt. We thought you were mapped. You.
I didn't call you out of my door a backpack for you not to fucking give me the information I wanted.
I'm the map. Cut the crap. I'm the map.
Sit in my lap. No, I don't want to do it. Don't do it. Sit in my lap. Boots, rub your hand across my path. I'm leading you to the big red hill. The big purple.
I didn't know this, but I don't know how they established it or how that worked. I didn't really look into it, but over at the old Cern was also the birthplace of the web.
Oh yeah, I read that too. I didn't know that either.
Yeah, I was like, oh, that's pretty crazy. I feel like that should be common knowledge, but I don't think I've ever heard that before.
Historically, the lab's been like a major wide area network hub, like the fucking labs and shit, whatever you call it. Busy.
I am busy talking about particle accelerators and shit.
I'm trying to become the Flash.
It's way above your understanding.
It's above mine.
I know. That's what I was reading. I was reading some of this shit. I was like, I don't even know what half this shit means.
So, Myron, I don't know how you say that. Myron, the main site of CERN hosts large computing facilities that is primarily used to store and analyze data from experiments, as well as simulate events.
Oh, okay.
Well, it could stimulate some events. I don't know. That's just another fun fact.
Simulation.
It would just randomly throw out there.
That's cool. Yeah, they're probably running like fucking into world scenarios like constantly. Like, I wonder if NASA teams up with them for like impact like scenarios and shit.
That's where
I wonder if they do like a whole thing.
That's actually where they trap the Flash and Reverse Flash and make them fight and fuck.
Nice.
And then they break it down with the special cameras that can.
You gotta make sure you have a lot of lube when you're fucking as a Flash, because you don't want to get them friction burns.
Yeah,
but you do heal fast, so that's the
yeah, it's cool because actually the Speed Force actually allows you not to get as many friction burns, especially when you see the lightning fuse together. Yeah. But they have cool little cameras that slow down the speed of sound and the speed of fuck.
The speed of fuck.
So it was originally compiled of 12 countries in Western Europe, but then currently today it's made up of 23 different countries.
Yeah,
the labbing.
They be clabbing.
They be clabbing and a laughing. I'm gonna be real, dude. Casey, everything I said is all I had about CERN at the beginning there, and it seemed like a lot more than what it was.
Oh, it's fine. I was just gonna throw out some like some little quick
I have some conspiracy stuff, but
some small quick facts, and then some stuff about the actual large hydrogen collider, because that's the most popular one. So at the end, all the rest of my shit's all conspiracy.
Fuck yeah, let's do it.
Get on the hydrants back.
Get on.
But I was just
get
gonna
on the hydrants back.
Man, the station. Get on the hydrants back.
Fucking
the place has a network of 7 accelerators and 2 deaccelerators, and they have some additional small accelerators. Each machine.
When you say 2D accelerators, is it called a 2D accelerator, or is it 2 D accelerators?
2 dick
D accelerators.
2 D's nuts. Okay.
Yeah.
Good job, Casey.
Two separate D accelerators.
How many Ligma accelerators do they have?
14 at this time.
So that's about 7 if you're putting them in pairs.
The guy that the thing went through, he got Tipida.
I don't know. Is that what happens when you
this one?
That one. Lots it.
I like to see the particles from your dick speed around and slap me in the touch. Let the scientists discover that one.
See, here's what we bring as a podcast. Everyone's going to talk about the scientific evolutions from this.
Nobody's going to
the large
nobody's going to talk about dick particles.
we bring the dick.
We bring dicks. A lot of dick.
It was.
This podcast.
He was hit by his own smegma.
Enough with facts that we've learned from Bill Nye. Let's get back to the CERN.
Smegma particles are the are hard to wash out of a bow tie.
God damn it.
Bill Nye, the science guy. Bill.
Oh fuck. God damn it.
Oh God.
There was a second there that the laugh track and Mike's real laugh synced up.
We harmonize, man.
Oh shit.
It was funny. What were we talking about again? Gliders?
We're talking about the European Organization for Nuclear Research, or SPERM. CERN. Sorry.
Oh my god.
So you were talking about the two Ds they had?
I was just saying they just had 2 decelerators. Yes.
Oh yeah.
Well, I interrupted you, so
Yeah.
Well, I was just throwing it. That was the end of that. And then I was just that was just like a quick little, because I didn't know if everybody knew there, because I always thought there was only one. I didn't know they had a bunch of little ones.
yeah, I thought it was just like one big fucking one.
Yeah, so I didn't know they had little different ones, because some of them they slow down the shit so they can test them. Some of them speed them up.
Oh, the
obviously,
hydrogen gliders.
Yeah, but they have like the accelerators and decelerators. I didn't know they had deaccelerator ones. I never looked into it. So
how do you? Yeah, I didn't even know that's a thing. Because deaccelerator, or they just had different
they got
speeds.
2 of them.
Right, they
with
got
the deaccelerator, I bet that's how they were able to test stuff below 0 Kelvin, or like close to 0 Kelvin.
Is that
where
they
slowed down
zero?
the atom? Yeah, I bet that's how they've gotten able to test stuff close to absolute zero by slowing down the molecules and stuff.
Absolute zero, by the way, it's just, you know how like everything's moving all the time. Nothing's completely
it's
still.
no move.
Absolute zero is completely still, which nothing. It's like
yeah.
It says the deaccelerator naturally decreases the energy of particle beams before delivering them to experiments or further accelerator or deaccelerators.
Oh yeah.
Did they ever measure things and how high you are? They call that the Snoop Dogg theory, and they measure it in Kelvins, not Kelvins.
That's a good one. That is a very good pun, sir. Well thought out.
Well, and it only took me 2 seconds. Now, if only I applied that type of thinking to scientific shit, I'd have more to contribute here. And I'm so stupid because I got so wrapped around the D and the jokes we were making that I wasn't thinking it was decelerators. I was thinking of the letter D and then accelerator.
That's what I was thinking. Well, I thought it was like thinking like sci-fi, like a class D Star Destroyer or something like that. Like, so
that's what I'm thinking, because we're over here talking about like fucking space shit, like not space shit. I mean, just the makeup of the universe, kind of like shit. I don't know. All I'm thinking about is a galaxy far, far away.
The Eye of Oda opens up. 16 titties fall out. Woo!
Like the Hadron Clyde into them double D's. Accelerating.
So, what you got for us, Casey?
So for the hydrogen collider, the large one, the most popular, the one that where most of the conspiracies all surround anyway. This is located 100 meters underground between Geneva's International Airport and the Jura Mountains. It's super cooled by electromagnets to negative 271.3 degrees Celsius, which is negative 456.3 degrees Fahrenheit for us Americans.
Damn, that's a cold bitch.
Yeah.
It's also measured in heartbreaks.
Which is, each heartbreak's pretty cold, but
cold bitch.
Nothing gets colder than that their heartbreak hotel, man.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying there? No.
Well, that's all I really. Those are just like some little quick facts about it.
Some little quickies.
There's some technical stuff, but we don't need to get into all their super science mumbo jumbo that nobody understands that we don't.
Well, I've read about it a bit. Like I've watched videos on it.
Hey, look,
so
right.
it's not interesting.
Well, I'll tell you this much. If it was so interesting, it would have been in the Bible.
Yeah, there we go.
I was just saying it wasn't.
No, actually, fun fact: everybody's always interested in the Old Testament, the New Testament, but no one's like into the Newest Testament, where they actually crucified the large Hadron Collider. Yeah, Hadron Collider, and they on a cross, and
they took a Jesus they took a Jesus and a cross. They just smashed them together. Hey. What's that God? What do they call the God particle? What is it called again?
At first it didn't work. At first it didn't work, but it's because they forgot to throw the spikes in there. And then once they had that in there, it was all good to go.
They had to do it hella times because you have to hit perfect, hit right into the hands, and then there was arguing we should redo it, but hit right in the wrists.
But in all fairness, they were trying to make the Higgs boson that God particle. They're trying to create it.
The Higgs boson?
Yeah. Like, let's smash a Jesus and a cross together and see what happens, guys.
So, do you have it written down what this machine was made for?
I'm sorry. Now I'm just thinking that
like the kind of tests that they run and are trying to theories they're trying to prove with it.
Well, yeah, I have a couple right here. So they're able to recreate cosmic rays with it.
Okay. I've seen those before. They're like come out of like eyeballs and stuff. Well, only if you have like this dope ass visor to filter it,
I know. Like I know some cool rays too. I get my headphones from Ray Cons. Ray J.
They can create microscopic black holes.
Oh yeah, I knew about that. Like when I first heard about that fucking that them making small black holes, it's like, why are they tempting fate like that? Why are they doing that? It's like that shit eats everything. It eats matter. Like, why would you do that?
They're trying to simulate black holes.
Said that
some people are just really dangerous pets. I don't fucking know.
I was gonna say the energy that they do when they create these little black holes. They it's comparable to basically a mosquito fight. Is what it is. So like
it's probably smaller than that, man.
That's how much of an impact it has. Basically, is like that of a mosquito fight. Yeah, I just got like three more things. Stranglets. I don't know. That's how you say it. That
what has to do with string theory?
This is I'll just.
It's actually it's actually I know this one. It's when your dog swallows the bologna strings and you got to pull it out of their black holes. It's called stringlets.
It's a term given to a hypothetical microscopic lump of strange matter containing almost equal numbers of particles called up and down and strange quark. According to most theoretical works, stringlets should change to ordinary matter only within 1,000 millionth of a second.
Are you saying stringlets or stringlets? Strangelet. Oh, okay.
Strangelet.
I thought you said stringlet.
I did, but I read it wrong.
Strangelets.
Is that where Tech 9 comes from?
Those are Doctor Strange kids.
Yeah, no. Vacuum bubbles. There's been speculations that the universe is not in the most stable configuration, and that perpetrations, I think that's how you say it, caused by the Large Hadron Collider could tip into the more stable state called a vacuum bubble, in which we could not
Oh, the string
exist if
theory.
if it can
Yeah,
do
that's
this.
the parallel, the multi-dimensional shit.
Yeah,
That's what string theory is.
multi-universe.
Yeah.
Multiverse.
But I guess
Multiverse.
these bubbles have not been produced anywhere in the visible universe, so it's something
Isn't
that-
one of the tests that they did, they made a particle in this thing, or something like that, to prove that there was another universe, and it's kind of like a Schrodinger's cat type particle. If it is made, that means there is another universe because it's been observed. Someone would have had to do it in another one or some shit like that. And if it's not, then it can't be observed, which I don't know.
That's crazy. I didn't
That
hear about
reminds me of something that I didn't fucking write down.
Give me a second.
There was two people that oh god damn dude, I should have fucking wrote it down. But something they were trying to prove existed, but if it were to exist something, it would done something and it erased itself from being discovered or something weird. I don't remember what it was. And I can't even muster up to define it. So look it up.
And then there's magnetic monopoles, and these are hypothetical particles with a single magnetic charge, either north pole or south pole. And,
Okay, that's how they crash them then.
Okay.
Because
So-
they use the try to propel. It's kind of like, not exactly, but like you take magnets, like you can't like touch them, but if you can fucking push them fast enough, like with enough force, you could touch them. I think that's basically what they do with this, but
and it depends on how strong the magnets are too, because
Yeah.
you get those weak ones, and then you get those
because
strong
they're
ones
trying to
that,
create that explosiveness of like the Big Bang kind of thing.
that no matter how hard you
Right.
do it, they well, on a smaller level though.
Yeah,
but
well,
they're
so they
trying
can
to-
observe
but-
it, like
Yeah.
pretty much see what happened. So
Some of the fears that came out when they started doing these, like all these experiments, was they would destroy Earth, create a black hole, earthquakes, hop us into alternate timelines, open the gates to hell, open demonic
what
portals,
if it did already happen? And this is the whole Schrodinger cat thing.
doorways to the multiverse. Some people say that's why the Mandela effect happens. It's because of the
Oh, so it's saying that.
different timelines and shit. So we can get into the conspiracies now, since those are just like some quick fears, but we can go dig into
Here's
some other ones. Joseph had a couple, he said.
So in the early 2000s, the collider was experiencing setbacks and delays, which led to some believing a time traveler from the future was returning to the past to purposely sabotage it in order to prevent some disaster. The time traveler tried everything, including a time traveling bird with a baguette. Apparently, did something.
What's a baguette?
Like I think it's the bread. I don't know.
Oh, like a loaf of bread?
I think so. And then something about Mountain Dew and a vending machine. I forgot. But I don't know. It was like weird shit. But most things I heard chalked this up as like an April Fool's thing. So that's why I was like, this is like the weirdest one, because when you literally click on the stuff, it sends you to Wikipedia's like page for the definition of April Fools, or it'll say April Fools in the articles. Like I read like 4 different things that send you to an April Fool's thing. So I don't know if that means that the article was made up or the guy did it as April Fool's prank. I don't really fucking know. But I mean, it's not an actual theory that it's like debunked, but I think some people still think it's whatever. But supposedly from the article thing, it said the guy went to a mental facility and then he just disappeared. But again, everything leads to April Fool's links afterward.
Yeah.
So it's probably just a made up story. I thought it was just funny because it's
Maybe
like,
it
what the
wasn't.
fuck's
Maybe it's
future
real.
bird? The time traveling
Maybe it's-
bird.
Maybe it's real. He's a time traveler. He went back in time, stopped it from destruction. He's like, well, shit, I got like 20 more hours burned until I have to go back. And he's like, might as well just be crazy. If I could just do much crazy shit, get locked up. And then he's telling the guy right next to him while he's the straight jacket. He's just like, hey, it's like, I'm from the future. You'll probably believe me because you're crazy. He's like, So I don't give a fuck. They can only hold me for like 20 more minutes.
And
So,
he's like, now watch me, Obi-Wan, and he just disappears and leaves his robes behind.
Peace, bitches.
Dude, that reminds me of Nate, not the one not the one on this podcast, but the other Nate. I'm pretty sure it was him. Nathan made this joke. I'm pretty sure where he was like, I want to go into like a to like Food Max or a store or something and go in and be like, what day is it or whatever, and they tell him it's like it worked, and then just run out of the store like a fucking crazy person, like he time traveled. I'm pretty sure he's the one that said that hella years ago.
So.
But it's
so that one multiverse theory that I brought up earlier, that test, that was a theoretical test. It didn't actually prove anything. It was just a thought that they had, and they did the test, and there's no real way to know for sure.
Yeah,
because but I did a little digging just past that, and the whole thing that their idea of the Higgs boson, like with their multi-dimensional shit, is that particle, we found the weight of it, and it's thought that in every different universe that particle has different weights, where it's heavier or lighter, and in universes where it's heavier, the universe collapse because of this particle being too heavy and shit like that. But that's just one theory.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Oh no,
I think that was
I have deep dived into this before, like years ago, like during COVID actually, and looking into the multidimensional theories, because they're interesting. And
I think that was
like you get into a deep hole of so many fucking big words that just in one ear and out the other. Like it's like, oh, this is really cool, and then you just forget about it the next week.
I think that was the one I was talking about earlier. I can't find the thing before, but it was the whole intermediate loops of virtual particles that pop in and out of existence and cannot be directly detected. The Higgs boson. That's what it was. Something like that. There was people saying something about its existence. Thing. I skimmed over it because
apparently like
out of time.
This particle is like so unique. It's such a building block, and we're only able to study it at the smallest, like septillionth, like fraction of a second.
Is that
the only before it breaks down into a different particle?
Is septillion the fifth Harry Potter house? Just playing.
I'm done. Yeah,
Mike's like, I'm done. I'm done with this podcast. I need to go to a podcast where everybody's sober and they don't fucking do this to me. They don't fucking do this. You just like walk off.
No.
Ugh, tough crowd here today. No, I'm just playing.
Did you guys see anything about the ritual?
What?
The CERN ritual? That goes down? Oh, okay. So here, I'll give you a little description of what was.
Does this have to do with particularized foreskin?
That'd be funny.
Yeah.
They deconstructed it and reconstructed
it's called the Cern subcision.
CERN
circumcision. There we go.
That is really hard to say. CERN.
I found that really easy.
I took an edible and I'm drinking some vodka.
Yeah, you would.
I'm a little bit slow.
I'm drinking Hurricanes.
Yeah,
I just
and I've had ibuprofen.
I haven't had
a little bit.
I got a massive fucking migraine all day today, and I've been feeling like shit for days. But I've been.
Well, at least I'm the only one here. I'm not the only one here with a massive something.
Ooh, yeah. Well, you got a massive cock man on there. Pincock.
Did you say gaping hole, Casey?
Yeah. I said you got a massive gaping hole.
Oh no, dude! Watch out! You're gaping black holes leaking dark matter. You better fucking close it up.
It's getting all over my God particles. This ritual that was found, I guess some found footage depicts an occult ritual occurring on the grounds of Cern. The video shows several people dressed in black cloaks surrounding a statue of a Hindu deity, Shiva, and apparently stabbing a woman in a human sacrifice. The video ends with the person filming crying out and running away.
That's absurd.
From this video, it is believed that it was a satanic ritual, and this
Doesn't
further fueled
Gates of
Okay,
hell.
do they just
conspiracy
consider
theorists.
anything not like a baptism satanic?
I call
Like
bullshit
Well,
on that.
like,
Why
dude,
would men
the
of science
Shiva,
sacrifice?
isn't that part of like
to
Hinduism?
the science gods, obviously, so their
Shiva?
theories work.
Science.
I know she's not just in Mortal Kombat. Come on now, someone answer me.
Oh wait, who is it?
Shiva,
Shiva.
the goddess Shiva.
Shiva's the one with all the arms, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's like the
Like,
god.
Hindu.
Isn't she the god of destruction? The end of the world?
Yeah.
Something like that. Let me look at it.
But I guess it fueled people's theories that Cern's goal was to use the Large Hydrogen Collider to create a portal to hell, summon the Antichrist, or destroy the universe.
Yeah, she's a god of destruction, god of time, and the great yogi. Oh, sweet, dude! I know she was related to the Yogi Bear.
And that is why they were sacrificing to her, so she can
Hey,
destroy the world.
hey, boo boo, let me destroy the world. I'm gonna lay a picnic basket and a picnic blanket of fire across the earth. Burn your rainforests.
But yeah, why did they say it was a satanic ritual when it has a god from just another religion? Oh no, that bothered me.
The whole thing bothers me that they would go into a religious place with scientist shit. I mean, it's not uncommon. Who was it? There was a guy who was a follower of Aleister Crowley who was obsessed with rockets. I forget his name, but he was like a scientist, I think, too. And he was, yeah.
Well, from all the
Devil
research we've done,
worshipping and
probably a
everything.
Nazi.
So, I mean, I guess you can mix religion and science. I forget the guy's fucking name.
Science is, I mean, yeah, it really just depends. 'Cause scientist is like big because there's so many
Yeah,
like,
that's
specialties. So he could be good at, he could be a scientist with something, I don't know, but still have room for religion if those don't conflict, kind of thing. Like obviously he's not,
Yeah.
I don't know, like
So
obviously he's not like an
that's-
evolution
Yeah.
expert.
So it was a rocket scientist. So it was a follower of Aleister Crowley. Cultist Jack Parsons.
So he's like a engineer.
Yeah, I think he did like stunts for like fucking. I can vividly remember the fucking shit. I think he did like fucking.
Maybe he had some weird head injuries.
Okay, so hold on. Let's get to this here real quick. Jack Parsons wanted to travel to the moon, but the scientific establishment thought this was impossible. So inspired by the pulp, this is on freeze. .com. So inspired by the pulp science fiction, he was reading the 20-something Parsons built rockets in his backyard, inventing the science of rocketry as he went along and co-founding the Jet Propulsion Laboratory in Pasadena. But Parsons wasn't satisfied. He also wanted to travel to even stranger lands through occult means. Scientific establishment thought this was impossible. Parsons figured it hadn't exactly got a good track record on what was possible or not. So he became a member of Aleister Crowley's occult group. So yeah, this guy.
This guy's just pushing boundaries and everything.
Yeah,
I can respect that. That's a true scientific.
I'm pretty sure
minded.
this guy went to like orgies and shit and the occult stuff. But yeah,
Nice.
he was a part of Aleister Crowley's occult group.
He was studying because he's an academic.
Yeah. But so you can mix it too. I forgot about this guy. He popped right in my fucking head because I watched a whole fucking thing about this guy. He was into the whole fucking occult shit, but then he was also a big ass obsessed with rocket fucking shit.
Nice.
So yeah, but yeah. Anyways, I mean, in a propulsion laboratory, in other words, and just keep throwing out keywords there. But yeah, I couldn't remember his fucking name, but I was like, this guy's a psycho and a genius. So I mean, maybe that just proves the point. Maybe maybe Cern could have been doing a ritual shit. I just find it weird that a scientist wouldn't be sacrificing things in the name of science and experiments rather than sacrificing them to gods and then trying to do experiments afterwards because
I sacrifice this woman to the scientific method.
It contradicts itself. You're trying to figure out how things work and then sacrificing someone that has nothing to do with it.
I mean, there was like reported studies of scientists back in the day grave robbing. I'm sure there were ones that killed people to study.
I mean, doctors did it to study the human anatomy. They would hire grave robbers. They would pay them, and that's what the whole Hare and Burke and Hare, whatever. Those guys, they went from grave robbing to, oh, you get paid more the fresher the body, so they started killing prostitutes and pay and they were killing prostitutes and then doctors were paying them for the bodies, and I think they knew that they were killing people, but they were kind of, it's like, I don't want to know how you got this body, don't tell me, just give me the body, here's your money. But
that's funny. All the bodies you seem to bring us have been stabbed to death.
They resorted to that's what Burke, fuck, I forget his whole name. Burke's his last name. So they would strangle fucking women to death, these prostitutes and shit. And that's what the term burking comes from, which means to strangle someone to death. It's like, oh, they were burked to death.
You don't have to call prostitutes fucking women every time. You can just call them people of the fucking business.
They're escorts, fucking escorts. I'll say it like that. But yeah, so that's what the burking or whatever the fuck it is term came from, because they would strangle these bitches. And is that a better term? They would strangle these women and then give their bodies to doctors.
Oh, see, no, I was just saying a joke because it's their profession to fuck.
Yeah,
a fucking woman. That's what they do.
I always put fucking. That's like my that's like my adjective, my go-to fucking, or not adjective. I don't know. You guys know what I'm saying. I'm drunk. But yeah, so to understand the whole anatomy and stuff of like the human body, doctors would pay people for fresh corpses. So I mean, yeah, they drew the lines, like morality lines, constantly to discover things. So I mean, that's Anyway, sorry, that was on a whole different fucking thing.
Hey, it was relevant.
Yeah.
There's some people. Okay, besides the.
Wait, I'm sorry. Aleister Crowley's popped up on my thing, and it when I wrote his thing is British poet, mountaineer, and occultist. The fuck makes him a mountaineer? Why is that relevant to the rest of it?
I mean, if he like, I think being a mountaineer is not just being a hiker. Like
he had boots.
He might have like found things.
He fucked mountains.
Discovered mountain tops. I don't fucking know.
He stuck his dick in crevices on high altitudes.
Possibly.
Fuck the earth. Okay, I'm sorry, Casey, for interrupting you. I thought that was a weird thing to bring up. Aleister Crowley, British poet, mountaineer, occultist. Like, seems out of place. Should have started with mountaineer. I don't know. Okay, yeah. Anyway,
very good.
Sorry.
No, you're good. I was just getting back into where I was. So some people they accused CERN of causing earthquakes because they're sending plasma from Switzerland to Italy at high speeds. And then they think in doing this, it's opening portals to hell or other dimensions and shifting the world into alternate timelines.
Yeah, that's what I got too. Like accusations,
all the Mandela effect,
accusations stating earthquakes and whatever, like all that shit. And they said it was like by sending plasma from Switzerland to Italy at high speeds.
Yeah,
is that what you said?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't hear the Italy. I'm sorry.
Shit, haven't we all sent plasma at high speeds?
Yeah. There was
sent fluids.
This tweet that went out by Mayu Ayula. I don't know if that's how you say the name. But it says I think this came out in 2022. So I don't think it's obviously nothing happened, but it said, can y'all please not drink on July 4th to the 7th? Frequency will be high Just chill and pop some fire. This is not a joke. Pay attention. CERN's trying to tap in with the guard particle. The hydrogen collider opens a
It's
portal.
Hadron, bro.
Hadron? Is it?
Yeah.
Whatever. Anyway, opens up a portal to a different dimension. Black holes too. They plan on doing it this day because we'll drink. Alcohol is a spirit, so why they do that? Our frequency will be high. We are made up of atoms, and our body responds to that frequency. So if you drink, it'll be easier for demons and spirits to enter you and take your reality to a different level. They did it in 2012 and 2016.
Can you imagine?
That guy's a fucking idiot.
Yeah, can you imagine popping open a beer during that fucking thing?
Yeah, and then, first of all, alcohol's a downer, man.
Yeah, so you pop open a beer, it's like, fuck that. You pop open a Pabst Blue Ribbon, you start chugging, and then a demon appears and starts jerking you off. Ah!
And then another person said CERN's opening a multi-dimensional portal on July 5th and will be using dark matter. ... Everything is fine.
Okay, yeah. Why is they're like doing tests and experiments all the time? It's like
There's
aren't they?
Yeah. Well, it was actually shut down
during COVID, probably.
No, before COVID. So it was shut down.
Didn't it reboot back up last summer?
In 2020.
Oh, I thought it was 2020.
They turned it back on.
Never mind. I don't know.
I think they turned it on back in 2020, and that's why like a lot of the COVID conspiracies get attributed to that, because it's like, oh yeah, everything was fine until they flipped on that collider, and then all of a sudden we're in a world pandemic, and everybody's fucking buying toilet paper and afraid to fucking walk around without a mask over their face.
So that's when they were talking about the black hole thing. I was watching a video about it, and this physics professor by the name of Dejan Stojkovic, I think that's how you say it.
That sounds right.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Sounds pretty Russian. He responded to Verify. Verify is really cool. So they kind of are like biased with things, and they just, when someone says something about something, they try to verify the facts. They just try to get the information, and it's like, here you go.
I like that.
Yeah, they don't go on a biased side. They do it politics and shit too. Watch a lot of their stuff on Snapchat, but this one I watched on YouTube. So they Dejan Stojkovic responded to Verify in an email saying when everybody thought a black hole was going to be like swallowing our planet, they responded by saying he responded by saying current technologies aren't capable of creating a cosmic black hole, and said that we need an accelerator as big as the whole universe. So we should either improve our technology drastically, or we should build a bigger accelerator. Like, yeah, so like the people that thought we were going to be fucking swallowed by they're going to make a giant black hole. Because I mean, they've been making those tiny fucking ones.
Yeah.
Well, that's what people are actually scared of too, because they say
and grow in size.
Well, like
no,
my understanding of a black hole comes from fucking cartoons,
ones.
where it's like it starts to eat stuff and just gets bigger.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
And that's how my thing is too. But there was more to it, I think. But they was trying to explain that we couldn't create something on that level that would swallow.
Yeah, but do they really know that? They think that we can't do that.
But also,
if they're gonna fuck around and find out one of these days.
But also on that logic, like a lot of the conspiracy fucking people, they don't really know. They just kind of think it's gonna happen. Because again, like our knowledge comes from cartoon black holes, and then I'm sure these people that have this conspiracy of the whole whatever getting engulfed, it's a reasonable like concern, I guess. But also, their thing probably comes from some old cartoon that they've seen. I don't know. I mean, space travel became popular because
Star Trek.
Yeah, but what's his name? Nazi scientists worked with Disney to create space traveling cartoons.
Sputnik went up, nobody wanted to play with the cowboys anymore.
But he made educational cartoon videos that everybody wanted to watch, and they were like, "Oh yeah, and I want to be an astronaut now," and this and that. I mean, we trust what media tells us. Even if
do you know how much of our technology has been invented because of science fiction? One of the main ones being
Star Trek. No, I mean definitely
the cell phone, for fuck's sake.
Do the cell phone.
Yeah.
The humans most useful device and the most abused device.
What's it called? The last real thing that I had, besides, because we've already talked about, well, not really, but we did like different timelines and stuff. But this one ties into that, like what Mike was saying earlier with the Mandela effect. A lot of people attribute that to, like, every time they turn on this collider, we're jumping into like a different timeline, and some of us retain some of our memories, or our memories are different because everyone's all fucked off, and
we're just fucking quantum leaping through
the
universe.
And just remembering like certain parts and like their reality fucking, you know. What about the timeline where Hitler cured cancer? Don't think about it.
That shit's so weird. Okay, so I was watching
It was cackling like a fucking witch in the background.
That's my sister.
Oh.
My house, like
I thought that was Joe's house.
I'm the loudest laugher, then my dad, and then Tiff.
Mike's got a live.
We're very expressive.
Mike's got a loud live soundboard going.
I thought it was one of Joseph's kids doing that.
That's my sister Tiff. She I think she's watching Loki right now.
Oh shit, that's a good show. I love that show.
I don't think she's watched all of it. I think this is the first time she's watched it.
The only one I didn't.
She watched Quantum Mania earlier. She probably saw the after scene. So.
Oh, well, anyway. Well, I mean, this is kind of related. You're talking about like alternate timelines. I was thinking about this earlier. So we're talking about, because this morning Tang was watching. He was watching. God damn it, Matthew. You remember what he was watching? The fuck was it called?
What was it?
The Crow.
Good movie.
Yeah. So he was watching that this morning, and we were talking about whatever, because we were talking about Bill Skarsgård playing whatever, and that he would be a good choice. And then there was other choices with like Jason Momoa.
Well, Jason Momoa, that was like written and he was casted. They were gonna make that, and then it just fell through. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't see him. I don't know. I see him more.
It would work fucking perfect. Because he is a musician.
Oh yeah, I guess that.
Yeah, he would be able to play the guitar and stuff. And, like, he's done action, but
I thought of more lanky guy,
not like Brandon,
not like a big dude. Really, yeah, somebody more like Brandon Lee. That's why I thought Bill Skarsgård was good, because how believable is that muscular dude unless they write it to where he got like fucking, I don't know. You could believe that Brandon Lee got overpowered and got his ass beat and then fucking murdered.
I loved it because I'm a Jason Momoa fan, but
I'm
also because I want them
too.
I want them to cast a musician and a metalhead, and he is one.
Yeah,
and actually, I didn't even think about that, and that's true. And instead, I made a joke. It's like they told Jason no Moa. But anyways, there was other ones. Ryan Gosling, hell no, I don't think he would have been a good choice. No, and that led to me talking about Jason Momoa playing fucking Lobo, which is what everybody fucking wants. And he would be fucking perfect for that. But anyways, that led to me looking at the regular Crow movie, and the people that they chose that they wanted to play the Crow. It was what's his name? Whatever Slater.
Christian Slater.
Christian Slater was one of the options, and I forget.
Dude, they fucking got Edward Furlong to do it in a sequel.
Oh, really?
The kid from Terminator 2?
Yeah, see, I didn't like the fucking I watched part of the sequel movie.
Only the first Crow is good. Only the first one is good.
And that's what I was telling Tang, was that the other ones did so bad that they're not considered actual direct sequels to it. Like they don't, people or fans don't. The original Yellow Power Ranger, Trini, was in the second Crows movie, but I'm trying to remember the other actor that they wanted for him. But that's why I brought this up, was alternate timelines. What if Christian Slater took the role and he died from that blank bullet instead? Wouldn't have been that much.
We'd still have Brandon Lee.
We'd still have Brandon Lee, and imagine what he would have gone on to do.
Yeah,
because Christian Slater, what did he go on to do? I forget other fuck.
He's been in quite a few things, and then he does a lot of voice work. So
okay, voices are coming. No, I'm just kidding. I'm trying to remember the other fucking actor, but that one was
let's see. At that point in time, fucking, I could see fucking Charlie Sheen.
Charlie Sheen. Oh shit! At that timeline,
At that point in time, fucking.
Crow's Blood.
Also, I could see Johnny Depp being considered.
Johnny Depp
Any
for
one of them
sure.
that anyone who was part of the group that went to the Viper Room, pretty much any one of them.
Oh, that's who it was. Thank you for reminding me. It was River Phoenix. River Phoenix was the other option for it. That was the other one that made the most sense to me. It's like he would have died on set instead of an OD. If he would have got chosen for that movie, he would have died on set instead of an OD. Imagine a timeline where that happened. Joaquin Phoenix didn't have to watch his brother die because wasn't he there with him at the Viper Room?
He OD'd in front of the Viper Room.
Yeah, he OD'd in front of the Viper Room. And I think Joaquin Phoenix was the one that was like calling frantically to get like fucking 911 or yelling, telling people that he would have never had that trauma of watching his brother die in front of him rather than him dying. That's who it was River Phoenix. They wanted to play the Crow.
I bet Johnny Depp would have been an amazing
Johnny Depp probably, and he was
he's a damn good he's a damn good guitar player.
So actually, you know what? I love Bill Skarsgård, but I didn't even think about that. And I would love to see an actual fucking metalhead as fucking as what's his name in the movie? I haven't watched that movie. Eric Draven. That's what it is. Yeah. I watched it a couple years back. I love the scene where he's getting shot at and he's saying the thing about he makes a Jesus joke about Jesus staying in a hotel and makes a crucifixion joke. I can't remember it, but it was hilarious. But yeah, anyways, just talking about alternate timelines. Imagine if it was Christian Slater or fucking River Phoenix, because he died anyways of being the one that fucking played him. And we still would add Brandon Lee, and God knows what he would have made.
Well, not necessarily if you believe in curses. It's thought that, you know,
that he would inevitably die from something else. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, just like the rest of that family.
But I mean, like if there was an alternate timeline to where neither Bruce or Brandon died. Like in a timeline where it's somebody else's family, it would have been River Phoenix and Joaquin Phoenix. That would have been the thing. And then Joker would have been played. That Joker movie would have been played by Brandon Lee as the Joker instead of Joaquin Phoenix.
Probably.
I think that would have been.
Yeah, that would have been. That actually would have been incredible. I think. You imagine? It's like, yes, it is funny, and I'm tired of thinking it's not. I don't know. I can't really do his voice, but
yeah. Okay, Casey.
Sorry, it's fun now. It's just crazy thinking of what ifs.
Yeah.
All right, Casey. What do you? You took a shit.
I'll probably keep that in.
Yeah, actually. I think it's a good point. All right. Anyways,
no, I already threw out all the theories because all the ones that I was seeing all turned back to just different timelines or wormholes or.
Yeah,
portals to hell.
Well, it's like we're still here, so some of the more outlandish theories, like a black hole opening up and eating all of us, didn't happen
that we know of, unless we already.
Wait, am I dead?
But do they even know what happens at the end of black holes?
Like, no, nobody knows what's on the other side of it or nothing. It's all just a mystery. It's all theory.
I think the leading theory is that it's just a matter killer. It just destroys matter.
See, they say that though, but something just shot out of a black hole not that long ago. So who the fuck?
Yeah, it was the deuce.
God's butt plug.
No, they should.
God uses them as multiple toilets in heaven. He just drops like a shit or a load in a toilet, and it just shoots out of a black hole randomly.
It was like a star, or it was like a planet sized kind of thing, but it shot a mass out. And
dude,
they think that black holes actually work differently. They think it's more like a wormhole now.
Well, yeah. I mean, I feel like that matter has to go somewhere, but I don't. It has to go somewhere.
See, the thing that came out of the black hole is actually like this asshole who like went through it, like the port or whatever, and then happened to come across his enemy in the form of Captain Kirk's dad, and then he killed him.
Jesus.
Like I saw it, man. Like I saw it. It was like on the TV.
And a guy just blasts out of one black hole, and then it's like we're picking up a radio frequency. Something's coming out of it, and he like fucking busts out of the black hole, and then all you hear through all the fucking media channels is a bunch of homophobic fucking slang, and then he just disappears through another black hole. It's like, what the fuck? I don't know. Just a guy. Whatever. Fuck you guys.
I don't know what if you were referencing something or not.
No, it wasn't a reference. Just a piece of shit bro that just said a bunch of fucking homophobic slurs and disappeared through another black hole. Like he picked this time to fucking broadcast himself and then disappear again through a black hole.
The whole time, I thought it was a giant space turd.
Nah, dude, it was a fucking alien that was it was an 80s bro traveling with the Serpos on a ship. And he was like, this will be funny, dude. Trust me. Hit this black hole real quick. And then he just reappeared in modern time and then said a bunch of offensive shit and then disappeared again.
What do you
Fuck you guys can cut that out since nobody thought it was funny. I hate everybody.
Fuck you guys.
Sorry, I'm kind of high right now.
Then you should have been laughing. That's worse.
I know. I'm just like chilling.
I thought
yeah. Good.
I thought like the theories are theories are interesting, but a lot of them I don't know. I don't believe. I'd like to believe the multiverse traveling. That sounds kind of cool. I mean, if we're just hopping around and that's how you explain Mandela effect, but also I also think that it's a lot of optical illusion when it comes to the Mandela effect, where you think you see something because that's the way it sounds correct. When it comes to names and stuff like the Berenstain Bears, Fruit Loops, Looney Tunes, like stuff like that, your brain's trying to think on a different like level. This is how it should be spelled. And so as a child, when your brain isn't fully developed before you're like 26, when your frontal lobe's completely developed. I don't remember the age.
Wait, so you're telling me this is all I got?
Fuck. But it's like I think a lot of Mandela effects is how you registered things. It's almost like seeing figures in the dark when you're like younger.
Or seeing faces when there's not faces there.
Yeah, see, because your brain's trying to find a way to configure it right. And that's how the spelling stuff works. I can't tell you how fucking the other shit works. Me and one of my coworkers were just talking about the Nelson Mandela thing. She swore up and down, too, that she was taught in school that he died, whatever. And the whatever thing.
That's what I remember too.
Yeah, and that's what she said too. And she swears it's like it had to have been a faulty fucking school book. And I was like, that would make sense. Or a teacher told you something that like they thought was true, and then they just passed it on. It's just somebody teaching you false information.
A really dumb fucking telephone game.
Like the Thomas Edison thing, that was pretty big. When I was like, he invented all this other shit, and you're like, no, Tesla did.
He stole it.
Nikola Tesla.
Yeah.
Thomas Edison stole a lot of stuff.
But growing up in school,
Thomas Edison was an entrepreneur.
Yeah,
a really fucked up one at that.
Yeah, I mean, he did commercialize.
I watched.
That's how I feel.
I watched the documentary about him. It's just like, damn, dude, that's a smart man, but you asshole.
That's how Elon Musk is now. Elon Musk is
yeah.
He literally he's an entrepreneur. He buys successful fucking whatever, and he pulls it off like he's the one that's. But he's not. He's just he sees whatever. That doesn't make him dumb. That makes him like makes him like Thomas Edison. I mean,
businessman.
Yeah, he's a good businessman. He's not a dumb person, but he's not this. That's why if you try to look up his IQ, it's like no one's ever measured it. Like it's some crazy extent, whatever. It's like no, he purposely does that. He's not out to make it public how smart he is or not. I mean, it's like,
you don't have to be the person with the highest IQ in the room. You just have to be the one that thinks different.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. It doesn't make him dumb, but also it doesn't make him the aspiring fucking genius mind of our generation or this generation.
Yeah, there's plenty of super smart people out there with no creativity.
Yeah. But
the golden combination is both, and that doesn't happen too often.
No, it doesn't. Like. But I mean, that's not to discredit the stuff. The only thing I'm gonna discredit him is he is a man child. But
hey, I like his fucking memes. I like how he just fucking fucks with people.
Oh, he throws tantrums if people don't pay him. Like, let me do this shit for the Ukraine for free. No, I'm actually shutting it off until the Pentagon pays me my money. And it's like, you can't demand money. You never had no deal with them. You can't just fucking do something out of the goodness of your heart and then turn around and flip out about it later because nobody's giving you money for it. That makes no sense. But rich people don't think like that. rich people, they need more money. Like businessmen like that, they need more money than they actually they want more money than they actually need. They don't need all that money, but that's how that shit works. But anyways, that's not what I'm saying. Back to the Mandela effect thing. I'd love to think that it's more than just your brain trying to make sense of stuff, but I don't think it is. I think it's just like a common way people's brains like interpreted shit. But I would like to think that it's a multiverse hopping because of this shit. Because that sounds more interesting. That sounds more fun. That makes a better story. Multiverse hopping.
Multiverse hopping.
But I don't really believe any of the theories like full heartedly. So that's my
black holes don't drink for some, like those are really weird. Those were super out there conspiracies. And I'm wondering if it's just because this is like such an abstract idea that people don't fully understand it, that they make up these fucking cuckoo fucking theories. Like, yes, to an extent, a lot of conspiracy theories are pretty like weird and crazy, but like usually there's a conspiracy theory where I'm like, oh, that seems about right. I didn't really hear one on this one.
Just people.
Now, as far as like the other theories on whether there's there's multiverse and stuff like that, the stuff they're trying to actually prove and study, they're just not having too much luck with it. I totally believe that stuff. But yeah, I don't know. I was a little disappointed in the conspiracy. I expected some really wild shit. And they were all just kind of one-dimensional ones.
Sure, they're not multi-dimensional.
I wish they were, man.
That's what I was finding too. A lot of them were just were like timeline stuff, which I think is pretty cool. Because even if they are studying this stuff, they don't know if they are fucking around and.
But like we have already done time travel, we've already done Mandela effects, and it's like so it's I don't know.
This was the sum up of where it all possibly could have came from.
Yeah,
this is the Mass Effect 3 or Mass Effect 1 and 2. It's like it tells you where all this stuff stems from.
Yeah, it's just I like the actual scientific theories better than the conspiracy ones.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
nothing wrong with that.
Usually I'm the opposite, though.
Yeah, no.
Like I really like to hear some of the ones be like, "Wow, I like the way your brain works that you thought of that," and this one wasn't like that.
Even if they were out there fucking around and they did end up doing some shit, it's not like they're gonna publicly be like, "Oh yeah, we're in another timeline."
How would we know if we were?
I don't know.
There's no way of actually telling.
Unless that theory about the Higgs boson being different weights in each dimension, then they would know because we can measure it. If that is the case, then we might have jumped, and they're like, "Yeah, we're not gonna tell anybody that our atoms weigh different things now."
What I like, because you always see stories of
back the whole Schrodinger's cat thing, though.
Yeah,
You
we'll actually know with the Higgs boson. Sorry, with the Higgs boson thing, we can measure it. So that's not the Schrodinger's cat thing.
That's about the whole like you wouldn't be able to know if you're hopping through shit. And it's like that's true, but in like every like fucking TV show about it, everybody knows they're in a different fucking spot. So there would be like slight differences, maybe, or complete differences with shit. And they always seem to know it's like, yeah, this is wrong. I can go right back. I'd love to see a fucking story where or create the story of someone hopping through the multiverse but can never get home because it's infinite amount. There's no way to pinpoint your last location without.
I mean, Quantum Leap is kind of like that. It's not a multiverse, but it is in time, and he's hopping through time until he eventually hops back into his own timeline.
Oh,
so you ever watch that show? Not the new one, like the old one with Scott Bakula.
I've never watched it. I heard they remade it, but I didn't know.
Yeah. So the whole premise of that show is he is jumping to the lives of other people that have been alive in the time that he has been alive. His timeline, which
is hopping through different bodies.
He's hopping into different people who were alive while his life was going. And it like a couple things mixed up to where he was able to jump into a different timeline that like he wasn't alive during in. But essentially what happens is he's jumping into these people and trying to write something that was wrong in the timeline. And then each time he writes that thing, he gets shot into another person.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know the exact
but the
premise.
thing is something went wrong in the machine that lets him live the lives. He's stuck constantly jumping, trying to get home. He doesn't know where he's gonna go next, and it's actually really cool.
That's cool. My idea leaned more of hopping through different versions of yourself through timelines.
Yeah,
almost like I forget what the theory is.
oh,
but it's,
dude, there's that
a
movie
theory
that
where
just won
I
like a
believe
bunch
you
of
never.
awards where it's kind of like that. Kind of the what the fuck is that?
Is that the
Everything Everywhere All at Once?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a good movie.
Yeah. What's the fucking theory called? There's a theory where it's like you never actually die. Every time you think that you die, you jump through another timeline where you actually survive that. I forget. There's an actual name for it. It's an actual theory people believe.
Damn,
that
old
like,
age
you
death
never
must
actually
be a
die.
bitch. You're like, it's
That's what-
finally
yeah.
over, and you go, the fuck.
That's what I don't understand with that one. It's like, how are you just skipping whatever? Does eventually at a certain age you just jump into a baby version of yourself? I don't know how that theory like works. How do they prove that part? But it reminds me of that Rick and Morty thing where he's just resetting shit, but he's actually jumping through different
Yeah.
universe. Yeah. Apparently that's based off an actual theory. You get transferred to another dimension where it's like, oh shit, I shouldn't have stepped in front of that car. And it's like in this dimension, it's like, yeah, the car swerved just in time.
Yeah. Why
Like
was
it-
that episode like really one of the best Rick and Morty episodes?
Oh, dude, I love that episode. At first, I was like, "This is dumb. I don't like the whole fucking whatever." But then, how it all just ends with him getting into acid vat. I laughed so
God damn
fucking
it.
hard. That was like the longest setup to any joke, and I fucking loved it.
Yeah.
And you already heard my fucking idea about that comic, a superhero who gains abilities from alternate. Alternate universes of himself, but he doesn't pick, so it's just random. So it's like, oh, this version of him was fucking struck by radioactive whatever, so he's got like fucking he can shoot fucking radioactive waves through his fucking hands or whatever the fuck. But
Straight
it's
out
like,
his face.
yeah, or he just gets or he can just jump super high, fucking whatever, like just random fucking crappy
OG
abilities.
Superman. Yeah.
With just fucking little glimpses of the memories of the guy he's calling upon, and then eventually be able to call upon them himself.
Yeah, you should really watch Everything Everywhere All at Once, man.
I really want to see that movie. I haven't seen it. I think I told you guys before. I guess Jackie Chan was being a dick to her and said that they offered him the role or that role was actually meant for him, like being a dick. So it turned to a big ass fucking thing. So people are like, whatever. This is at the same time one of Jackie Chan's daughters says she wants nothing to do with them. So it's just like, yeah, full on attack on them.
Matt, what?
Sorry.
What did you think of this subject?
No. It's cool, bro.
It's cool.
So, are you higher right now, or were you higher when we played the dispensary?
No.
You guys played a dispensary?
Yeah, no alcohol. We were doing shots in the bathroom.
That's even more dope. That night that me and Anthony went to see you guys, you remember we were drinking in the parking lot, and me and Anthony went to that stall and drank beers.
They hotboxed an entire bar.
That's dope.
My throat was burning, and then like I thought about it once I was home and talked to my dad. I was like, we are so lucky we did not get pulled over or anything, because we probably all reeked of pot. It was probably in our clothes and shit.
Damn.
I mean, we were in there. It's smoky. Like my throat burnt when we left.
I was gonna say no. I don't think anything is crazy with it. I think it's pretty controlled. I think they know what they're doing.
I want to know what a mini black hole looks like. You just like create that shit randomly.
You probably can't see it. They
You
probably
can see it if you pull your pants down.
Yeah, I'm guessing what happens is you probably can't see it. They're probably measuring it as a void that's popping up in this thing, because this thing's moving super fucking fast.
So it's not like what you think it would be, like a CGI picture of a black hole on a fucking TV.
You just see like a white square, like someone just like pasted it.
Well, they definitely can't see it. They're just like you said, they're measuring.
Yeah.
That would make sense because
Like
I'm guessing
NASA's
they're probably
NASA's
measuring
saying-
energy, and then there's a lack of energy.
I think the closest thing we had to a visual of a black hole is there was like an AI thing done, I think, on it.
Well, no, we've been able to observe it
can't-
with the Hubble telescope, haven't we, or something like that?
You can't really see it though, but because if a light touches it, it's gone. The light's gone, so you can't.
Well,
see
they
it.
can see everything around it though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so you can't see it.
That's
But
How do you know if it's gone? How do you disperse it?
the light
It disperses itself.
It eats it. Black holes will eat light. Yeah, it eats everything.
They eat everything.
And it just like closes itself?
Well, in
we
this
don't know.
case, it's so
I don't
small
know.
that it probably just burns itself out, kind of.
Oh,
And
that.
it,
in this
it
case,
can't have
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
the energy to make it, or the lack of energy to make. I don't know exactly how it's done. It probably is not able to sustain itself.
Because since 2015, they've stated. Since 2015, they've stated they've been creating mini black holes to study.
Yeah, and these things are probably only lasting fucking.
I don't know how long they've been actually making them, but I didn't know how that worked. It's like they just they burn themselves up.
Yeah, these things are probably only lasting the smallest fraction of a second.
They said they're only doing it to study dark matter and shit like that.
Yeah.
How that stuff works. I just didn't know.
Well, it said it's on the
Dark matter.
equivalent.
Dark matter to me is like a vague.
Light, so it's not that big of a.
Well, because I'm not fucking well versed in this shit. Dark matter to me is just the fucking superhero explanation for everything. Where it's like, how do you get his powers? Dark matter struck. Like that's how it's like, oh, they were struck by dark matter, or dark matter did this and that, and it fueled them, and now they became a superhero. So I don't know what actually dark matter does or anything like that. I just know that they were studying that and fucking whatever else. But it's a very vague term, like how superheroes in superhero stuff, it's like very vague thing, just like radioactive spider and radioactive whatever back in the fucking like 60s.
Dark matter is just void. It's like the void.
Yeah, and then so they like somehow like throw it through a fucking they throw it through a fucking like a conduit or whatever fucking thing, and it just fucking strikes people and it gives them powers pretty much. Like something happens with the dark matter creating superhuman thing.
Do you have any final thoughts, Casey?
No, I already said my stuff earlier.
So I think we tackled this pretty well then.
Yeah.
Anyways, this one was actually funner than I expected.
It was. I actually really enjoyed researching stuff